I
We're
promise.
done driving.
I guess you're right. You are done driving.
No longer idyllic.
No longer what?
No longer idyllic.
No. It's quite idyllic. It is. It is a nice. It's spring. The wagon ride was lovely. It was you're running along the shining water of Lake Siljan. You're in a nice dense woods. It's all sorts of nature. It's lovely.
Yeah, lovely, lovely.
All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. The party has made their way to the village of Fudal, a lovely Bubudvul, upon the call of one Swords Jenny, who has written the society to help with a strange dilemma. Initially, one of the Hula, a young milkmaid, had been inexplicably journeyed to the lake and woke up in the morning not sure of why she was there, how long she'd been there, but more recently, 2 cows have been drowned in the lake. And fearing dark or supernatural problems, sent a letter to the group. The group did their research, did some preparation, acquired some equipment, and traveled the several days from Uppsala to now the beautiful village of Fudal, where Swords Jenny waits to receive them, flanked by young maids. As the group gets off the carriage, the maids come up and begin to assist with taking luggage off of the carriage. And Swords walks up and says, Jenny walks up and says, "Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for uh, helping with this and for, you know, receiving my message and agreeing to help. It's very strange what's going on here. Uh, we have a cabin prepared for you, and the girls will take what luggage there is to the cabin, and I can take you there as well. My name is Swartz Jenny, and I'm at your disposal. Any help that you need, absolutely, I would love to help you with."
Well, of course, of course. Uh, the situation you described is most disturbing. I I believe we will start our investigation if we can interview the maid who lost some memory by the lake. That would be a good place to start, I believe.
Excellent. We can definitely have her. We can point you out to her or have her come to you. Her name is Ida. Hers, Ida. She's well behaved, a bit quiet, but very, very much a benefit and a useful and productive member of our group. I'm sure she'll be able to help. Currently, at the moment, a lot of our girls are obviously tending to their chores, but at some point we can
Of course.
definitely uh, find a time to have you find Ida and have a chance to talk with her.
I appreciate that. Perhaps while they're seeing to our luggage, if you could show us around the area. Want to know the lay of the land before we begin our investigation in earnest.
Of course. Um, let's start with. I think it's probably a good idea to show you where you'll be staying. We'll take you through the village very quickly and absolutely help you with the lay of the land, as you say. And she kind of gestures towards what you see is a series of buildings, Fabadars, as well as some larger, what look like community homes. The vast majority of the homes are log cabins in construction, and off south of the village where you are, probably some 150 meters, you can actually make out a meadow where you can see very small. You can see girls in the field and cows. And from that direction, I think the reason why a lot of you are looking down that direction is that you hear what you read about, but now you get to experience the haunting singing of the kulas, this calming music that just lightly comes across the air. It is simultaneously beautiful, but also enchanting, but also a bit haunting. It's a bit of a discordant series of melodies that lie inside the singing. But it's a beautiful day. The sun is out. It's well past noon, and it's this is really a nice setting to be in. Walking through the village again, the location itself is several log cabins, different sizes. Some of them appear to be larger, maybe for entire families. Some are smaller. They have various different levels of ornateness to them as well. Some are very simple, whereas you kind of get an idea that the smaller ones, there's like a cooking area outside. Outhouses are outside around like where the smaller ones are. The larger ones you suspect probably have uh, amenities inside. As you are walking through the village, the girls and some of the young men, uh, they see you. They're a building off or two buildings off, and they see you, and you look at them, and then they turn to each other and they talk and they laugh or they giggle, or um, they'll hide and turn away. They don't have it's refreshing you to be in a village and not have like people staring at you like, what are you doing here, outsiders, right? They all seem to be a bit uh excited that new people are here, strangers from the outside. So it's a very playful atmosphere, if you will. Jenny sort of sees this a little bit, and she says, they're pleasant enough, but don't let their laughing and giggling fool you. They are very guarded people, and they typically don't open up to strangers. They'll help you for sure, but uh, they they still kind of keep to themselves, if you know what I mean. They're also excited tonight because we're celebrating a birthday.
Oh,
Whose birthday?
wonderful.
Bowl, Boel, Lisbeth's Bowl. She's having a birthday tonight, and so we're having a party for her in the meadow tonight. Oh, you are all invited after dinner. Absolutely should come down. That's probably a good time to meet Ida and be able to ask her about her experience. Uh,
Yeah, that
but
sounds like a
we're having a birthday celebration. It should be great. We're gonna have food, and there's gonna obviously be games, and there's gonna be music, and there's gonna be dancing. It's gonna be incredible. You should come.
We look forward to that.
Sounds
yeah.
delightful.
You come to a larger cabin where the girls who have been bringing your luggage in, and she kind of gestures to it, and it's a good sized cabin. She says, I hope this will do for you. And as you walk in to the cabin, it's a cabin with a large central like living space, and it has an interior kitchen and an interior bathroom, and then two, I'm going to call them like on a ship we might call them berths. Two areas where there's like uh uh beds, but they're like up against the wall. There's some places to put stuff, but they're kind of like half walled off. But then there are two like rooms attached at the back that each are like in like enclosed bedrooms. So there's there's place for the party to be able to sleep. Just two are a little bit more private uh, than the others.
Uh, Tatiana is going to try to speed walk her and Trij to one of the back rooms.
Easy enough, easy enough. The girls aren't really stopping you from it, and unless Ernst and Edward want to do something about it,
No.
I
Go
don't
right
think that
ahead.
there's. Yeah,
Edward will just say, This will be more than sufficient. Thank you so much.
of course. Uh, Tatiana Trij, the room itself is. Let's see here. What have I got for the room? I should have had. I thought I had this. They can travel north. The sunrises. Blah blah blah. You have the carriage. Da, 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 da. It's just a larger cabin. Okay, cool. Uh, the room is, simply decored. Uh, meant for one person. This is a single bed, and a small dresser, and a table stand with a washing bowl and a mirror, and some hooks on the wall to hang things. It's nice enough. There's
You know,
like the central fire. The fireplace is set up in a way that it's where the middle the back of this main living area and the two cabins are. So that's the central heating. But I mean, it's spring. It's really nice right now. It doesn't feel like the fire needs to be lit or anything.
you don't mind, do you? Just now that we're sharing secrets, it seemed wise to have a door.
What's going on? Why'd you drag me back here?
I just wanted to make sure we had a room.
Oh, you mean like we're gonna share a room? Of course we're
Yeah.
gonna share a room. Well, we always do.
I know, I just didn't want. I wanted to have a door to close in case there was anything we needed to talk about. And she's going to kind of wink at you because over the break, Tatiana shared some secrets with Trij that she's not necessarily sharing with the rest of the group just yet. So
Tati, you know you can tell me anything. You're my
I
oldest friend.
I know. I like the others, I do, but with everything that's going on,
Oh, it's not too unusual.
yeah. Well, that's settled, and then she'll just kind of like give Trij like a quick like shoulder hug, and then just stride out into the cabin and be like, "These are lovely accommodations."
This place is gorgeous. Did you see all the girls? They're so cute.
Well, thank you. We use this for guests, and sometimes we have additional family members who come by to visit, or sometimes we have new families that happen here in the village, and so we like to be prepared for those eventualities. As I was saying, um, you'll when you have a chance to talk to Ida, I don't know how much more information she has. She told me that she has no idea how she got there. Um, so
Yeah,
hopefully you're able to ask the right question and figure out what it is that happened to her.
definitely. And where is, in reference to here, is the lake?
The lake is about half a kilometer south from here. You just follow the creek down.
Understood.
The creek is not in the meadow.
Oh no, the creek runs to the west of the meadow.
Okay.
The creek as you came into the region runs north and south. To the east, you will find the village, and you would have seen the meadow. And beyond the meadow are beautiful, dense woods. To the west, you passed a couple small groupings of. I'm not. I hesitate to call them small villages. More like small clusters of buildings. But yeah, it's the meadows like 200 250 meters south. Or actually about 150. I'm sorry, about 150. The edge of the meadows is 150 meters south. The edge of the lake. And Jenny says, the lake is about half a kilometer south of here. There's a beautiful cove of Fudal Cove is down there. It's a beautiful inlet, well, cove, um, where the Fu Creek drains into the lake.
Yes. And Curry, what time about is it? Like, is it approaching dinner time now?
Probably another hour or two before dinner time.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Yes, I'll definitely survey that as well. Just a few questions
Do
since
you
I know.
mean? Did you say it out loud? Did Edward say it out loud?
Yeah, Edward was saying that all this out loud.
Cool. Jenny will say back to you. Well, when you go down there to survey, please do take great care. The cove is treacherous. The rocks in the water are slippery. The ground
Mm,
sometimes can be deceiving in what is and what isn't stable. Don't get me wrong. You're not gonna. It's not like quicksand or anything, but the people around here respect the lake,
okay,
and people have been known to drown there. So do take care when you go to the lake.
I will. It is not the first time I've been roughing it in the field, but I will definitely be taking someone with me to
That's wise. That's wise.
that way. And just a few basic, easy questions just to get out of the way up front. Has there been any like recent thefts, uh, damage to property, things moving around, like maybe tools moved to places they're
Hmm.
not supposed to be?
I think the only thing that I would have expected to have been broken that hasn't been broken was the fence around our cow pasture.
Hmm. It was
Uh,
just opened.
I thought that maybe when we found the cows drowned, I thought maybe they had broken out, but the fence was neither open nor broken. Someone let them out. I don't think I
Hmm.
would have been nearly as concerned if I had found a reason for how the cows got out.
Yes.
And honestly, I can't imagine anyone around here who would want to do that. They are literally our livelihood.
I understand. That's kind of why I was wondering if maybe there might be an outside mundane, possibly
I
people maybe acting in the area.
sometimes we get people who come through, we get visitors, we get people who are interested in many times our products end up on the plates of people in larger cities, and they get the they get the idea to come out and see where their favorite cheese or their favorite product or whatever are made, and that's all normal stuff that we expect. Sometimes uh, sometimes I guess sometimes just strange things happen. We uh last week we had one of our coolest choke on a ring, a ruby ring that was in the belly of a fish. And I'm not 100% certain how that happens, but we hardly ever have anything wrong with the fish. And it was quite scary to have that happen. Um,
And was that fish from the lake
it
or was
was.
it from the creek? Okay, from the lake.
Yes, this was from the lake.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering if, sorry, I was just asking if like, so no like reports of like people stealing things or damaging other properties.
No, we've had no
Hmm.
thefts that.
Okay.
Well, actually, now that you mention it, I'm not sure if it was a. In our main hall, we used to have a tapestry. And that tapestry isn't there anymore. It was quite old, and I think I asked some of the girls about it, and none of them had any inkling about taking it down or where it went, but honestly, I didn't think 2 cents about it because it was a hideous tapestry. It had a it had a it was a strange tapestry of a priest chasing a man with 3 eyes. I always thought it was some kind of strange tale. I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I haven't seen a man with 3 eyes, so I don't know, what that
Hmm.
would be. It was I don't know, maybe half a half a meter by a third of a meter or so. But it's quite old. My understanding was it was made sometime, I think they told me, in the 1600s. And it was very simple. I It may be nothing, but that's
Hmm.
the only thing that I can think of that's gone missing. But feel free to ask any of the kulas if you get an opportunity to win them over.
We shall. When did the tapestry go missing in relation to the other events? Do you recall?
It disappeared a while ago. I don't really weeks, maybe even a couple of months. I want to say I discovered it in the winter. We were spending a great deal of time in the buildings. I think that's when I finally was getting. Oh, it might have been a month or so ago. I got tired of being cooped up, and I decided to give the cabin a good cleaning. And that's when I realized that there was nothing where there should be something. I was like, "This is strange. There's something to be here." Oh, that's right, the hideous tapestry.
Are there any folk tales about a priest and a man with 3 eyes, or stories from the village's past?
We always, there's plenty of stories of priests banishing dark forces, driving out the devil. I think that's what it was about. But I'd be interested to find out if it was indeed taken and by whom and why.
I do have another question. Have anyone in the village come down with any illness, like consumption or weakness, frailty of the blood, as it were?
Except for, except for Ida waking up at the cove. I can't think of anything that's been strange or otherwise. Everyone has been healthy. Everyone has been happy, and uh, everyone was excited for spring and to be able to move our herds and get outside and enjoy the wonder of the world that we live in. No, I can't think of anybody who. I mean, obviously the young girl who nearly choked on a ring, but I can't think of anybody who has come down with an illness. No.
Ray,
What
Swords
was her
Jenny.
name, by the way?
Yeah.
Hmm?
What was her name, by the way? The woman who choked on the ring.
Oh, okay. That was my mistake. Okay. Sure. Sure. Um,
I figured a detail such as that would have
I
a
know.
name associated with
I
it.
know. That's my mistake. Um, let's go ahead and hello, farm girls. You must have a name for me. Nope. I do have a name. It's lots of syllables. Wilhelmina. Her name is
Okay.
Wilhelmina. Skype Wilhelmina. Wow, how did I get a name? That's amazing. I guess I was prepared. I can point her out to you as well if you so choose. You
That would
don't
be
think
wonderful.
you don't think that rings and fish is connected with this, do you? That's surely the fish
No.
just swallowed it. It was on the ground or something, in the bottom of the lake or something.
We have learned in our investigations that no detail is insignificant. Details may end up being unrelated, but we want to pursue every avenue.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, that's wise. I think that I should probably inform our cooks to prepare some more food for tonight. It'll be dinner soon. If there's anything else that you need, just feel free to ask one of the girls to come find me if you need me for anything. Unless there's something else that you need of me now.
You have been most gracious. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope that you can help solve this. Hope that you can solve this problem of ours. We can't afford to lose. We can't afford to lose cattle, and I shudder to think what would happen if anything were to happen to the girls. Thank you. She walks out of the cabin, as do the remaining girls who have brought in all of your luggage.
So, I know it's not my particular area of expertise, but anyone ever hear of fish with rings or a three-eyed man?
I mean, Ernst is already unpacking the books that he has brought with him and is searching, cross-referencing, trying to find any scrap of his memory or any scrap of the folklore that he has studied that matches with any of that.
Sure, absolutely. If you're going to spend a lot of time on this, we might make this a like going through books, doing some reading. That might be a learning, or we can just, I guess learning covers it all, doesn't it? Yeah, you can, if you want to do a quick learning check to find out if
Okay.
you've got the strange.
Three
Well then,
successes.
Well.
I packed the right books, it seems.
You did. So you've got a couple of, and by a couple of I mean three. You got three avenues here. Avenue number one. This, having not seen a tapestry, could very well be the classic priest drives out demon. Just straight up normal, everyday, possessed demon possession sort of stuff. So, and that makes sense. If it's a priest, Christian, stories, makes sense. Story number two. Story number two is human form of a number of potentially different Vaesen. And what catches your attention is that there are a couple, because you did so very well last time identifying potential adversaries in the region, because water has absolutely nothing to do with this story. So I've got to go back and track down that list. There we go.
So last time, after cross-referencing the drownings and the holes in memory, I narrowed it down to mermaids, necks, sea serpents, or fairies.
Very good. So there is regular demon, human form of either a neck or like the third option is it's a metaphorical eye that a fairy would use, like an anglerfish, to lure people in. So is it actually a person with a third eye? Is it actually a human form neck? Is it actually a fairy that has a, some kind of thing like that? But you really are like, you're like homing in on, you know what? It really feels like, demon, maybe but wow, you know what? It's just like we're dealing with a fairy, or maybe we're dealing with a neck here.
Okay. I'll, as I am drawing these conclusions, relay this information to the group.
Yeah.
You were doing that for a period of time though, weren't you? On the
Yes.
book reading?
Yeah, this is not going to be instantaneous for
Yeah.
Ernst here. So I'm occupied for a while.
Sure.
Yeah. Tatiana is going to um Edvard Tridge, might we take a turn around the town
I
while
think
he
we should.
peruses his books?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I think we need to ask what the local legends are. Maybe there's legends of Nex or merfolk or fairy.
Yes, and we can speak to the locals and learn something. It would be good.
I was thinking I don't want to get up close to the lake, but I do have a set of binoculars that
Understand?
I could just observe the area and see if I see anything. Probably good to do that while we still have some daylight.
She mentions that there's a history of people drowning before. I wonder if there's a pattern like every few years or such.
Maybe. Yeah, I would like to at least get a lay of the land physically around the lake before. So you guys can go do that. I will keep my distance from any of the marshier spots so that I don't get sucked
Do you
in.
do you think that's quite wise after your experience this winter?
Father Frost.
Yeah, I know. And it's like,
You want to go
yeah, I think
alone?
you're right.
Emboldened by Edvard's success in the Moorland Society, going it alone.
Might we just take one circle around town and then no, you're right. Let's go look at the lake, but I do want to walk around town before the party. Well, we must hurry. My legs are not nearly as long as yours.
Oh,
We're to get
okay.
there.
Let's
Okay.
go.
The village is alive with a little bit of activity. There is a stream of both young men and women who are like ants, moving materials along a worn path. Only they're moving materials out to the edge of the meadow, where you can already see various different decorations, garlands and tables and such being set up for what must be the birthday party. And there are also a number of women in various different buildings, smoke and steam pouring out of the chimney, the aroma of foods pouring out as people are readying for what is going to be dinner and also the celebration later. And they say, "Oh, excuse me," as they walk by. But
Well,
Okay.
are the people traveling to the meadow, could we travel with them as we're walking? Or
sure.
Yeah, like try to blend in. I mean, they
um
know that we're not part of the town, but
Yeah.
well, yeah, but like
obviously.
we could be making conversation until our
Yeah.
paths diverge, sort of thing, so that
Yeah. Oh, are you all headed toward the field to the? Was it in a field? Yeah, the thing's in the field.
the
Are you
meadow,
going
yeah.
to the party? To the meadow? That's it. The meadow. You going to the meadow for the party?
And one of the girls who's carrying like some wicker baskets with like loaves of bread, and she kind of looks at you and she kind of like shyly turns her head away, and she's like, yes ma'am, we are.
I
But then
kind
she
of get
starts to pick up
flirty.
the pace a little bit to kind of like scare kind of like away from you a little bit.
Yeah.
Not
I give her
running,
a
but
very flirtatious, like kind of like grin and wink.
and
We'd
then,
love to join you.
well, we'll be having our celebrations after dinner.
Oh, good.
just
I guess we follow 'em.
very yeah, you follow absolutely.
Yeah, we're following.
She's very coy and kind of borderline embarrassed, but also like kind of like, oh, this is so cool. I'm talking to somebody from outside the village, but maybe I shouldn't be. And then there are people who are coming back with and kind of like walk by you too, and everybody's very polite and nods and stuff, but they also kind of like nod, look away, nod, smile, look away. But ultimately, it doesn't take long for you to make your way out to the meadow, where it's kind of like it's an anti-meadow, if you will. There's a clearing before the meadow. The meadow's got a fence around it where the cows are. As you're approaching, this anti-meadow where these tables and garlands are being set up, all three of you become aware of something interesting. As you're walking and people are coming by and you finish your conversation with the girl, as people are walking, everyone's stride starts to sync up in a particular beat and rhythm. Almost like a jig.
Can I try to join them?
Uh
Try to mimic it,
and
learn it.
well, yeah, absolutely.
Or is this going to be like we notice ourselves doing this too?
Ooh.
Well,
Uh-oh.
I mean, you are more than welcome to let's see here. Here's the thing. Let's do this. Dridge wants to join in. So this feels like a good opportunity for what do we want? What do we want Dridge to do here? I think this is just an agility check, right?
Okay.
Edward, you are probably like, wait, is everybody doing this, right? So you would do like a vigilance check, I think, right?
Yeah.
Tatiana, as you become aware of this, what's your response? As it feels like everybody is kind of walking in the same rhythm.
Oh yeah, no. She's gonna try to pick this up. This is like the waltz or at the ballroom. You just have to watch people's feet to figure it out.
Okay, cool. So you would do an agility check too to see if you're mimicking that too, right?
Did you use your +2, Sam, or
I
did you
did.
want to?
I didn't. I figured I wouldn't use it yet because I'm just trying to learn the stance. It's okay if I fail.
Okay.
So, Edward, here's what happens because you succeed your vigilance check. Trish begins to try to dance in step and isn't really successful because as you start to pay attention, you realize that they're not actually walking in this rhythm, but you hear it. And you thought for a moment they were walking in this rhythm, but they're not. As you focus, you're not. And I think Trish picks up on that because, being more athletic, Trish is like, I'm going to do what they're doing. But then the body doesn't rebel. The body accurately reflects that. No, they're not dancing. But Tatiana starts dancing a jig as you are all walking along.
Incredible.
And Tatiana's dancing is in this rhythm that you're hearing. But you thought it was them walking it in this rhythm, but now it's not. It's just in the background. It's not the cooling that you're hearing. Edward, because you noticed this, the hairs on the back of your neck.
Yeah.
Would you roll a fear check for me, please?
Oh, fantastic.
Oh boy.
This is where when you succeed,
bad things happen.
You're not fighting. I've made the promise. You haven't fought. You're not fighting. Totally not fighting. Again, empathy or logic. Are you feeling your way out of this? Or are you, thinking your way out of this?
I'm
Doing
feared.
neither.
Okay, cool. So let's go. Unless you want to push that.
Nah, it's a bit early.
Sweet. Roll a d6. For about 6 or 7 seconds, what is Edward's response to this? You've got your fight, flee, faint, fawn,
Freeze.
freeze.
Yeah, he's gonna freeze and just kind of look around, just like, what is happening? What?
And a couple more of the Kulas kind of walk around you a little bit. Trish, Tatiana, feel free to notice it or not. I think Edward stopping walking probably isn't very stealthy. So if you see
No.
Edward stop,
And
Is
he's
there
abruptly looking around, and he also has.
oh, did
And
you
of course, since
did
he
you take your
failed
fear
his-
check? Did you take your field check with your friends? Don't we have a fear check with
Oh,
Trish and
right.
Tatiana? Yeah, I got to remember that. I got to remember that. So
Yeah, because there is something you get like a plus for each
Yeah,
ally.
friends
close
make
to
it
you.
less scary. Let's.
I
'Cause
think I think you should have been able to have rolled what, 2 more?
Yeah, let me just throw 2 out. Nope, still nothing.
All right.
Bummer.
Still scary.
Still scary.
I'm still screwed.
Is there a rhythm or a sound or music coming from? You said the curing, right? We can hear. There's a chanting.
There's a couple of girls who are singing from the meadow, and they're calling out to their cows. But this rhythm
And these people.
this rhythm that you became aware of is not that rhythm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Tatiana is apparently just dancing.
Tatiana just started dancing.
Can I use my sixth sense ability?
I mean, sure.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
and
know. How do I do
Also,
that?
if anyone notices, since Edward is probably still armed
Oh.
if he was allowed.
I can't imagine you walking somewhere without your firearm.
Yeah, no, his hand's right on it.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Spend an extra success? I can't remember. Does that
You'll
mean I
spend
get an extra die?
success. No, you'll roll your investigation, and
Okay.
if you get multiple successes, that's your sixth sense triggering. Your spidey senses go off.
Oh, I see. Okay. We'll see my 3 die here. Oh yeah, I got one.
So you now also recognize, and maybe it's Edward stopping and looking around. You're like, wait, danger, right?
Yeah.
And now you recognize also that rhythm that was there that you thought people were walking to, they're not. That's why you couldn't dance to it. But you don't know. You see Edward, and I think that you're able to see that he has been affected by it. But
Yeah.
you don't feel anything.
So Edward has stopped walking.
Mm.
I'm gonna stop and go to Edward to be like, what's wrong? You all right? Let's go. Come on. We're gonna be late for the party.
Of course, sorry.
You all right there, bud?
Yeah, I got a real bad feeling all of a sudden. Like, you're feeling a beat, but
Yeah, there's like a second rhythm outside of the cooling, the curing.
Yeah,
God dang, I
and-
can't say it.
everyone seemed like they were walking to it, but now they're not. And Tatiana's just dancing.
Yeah, but that's just Tatty. She's just having a good time. She's probably already a little drunk.
Like,
Is she at least, with my success, is she at least dancing to the rhythm?
Oh, you're absolutely. Now
Okay.
here's the thing, right? You're dancing to it, but after a couple of 15 or so seconds, it's harder and harder to like follow along because it's not there anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine. She's going to like do that thing where it's like, and then, oh no, I'm just gonna do the cat thing where I'm just going to adjust my dress real quick. I wasn't doing anything stupid.
Well, let's continue to follow. Let's
Yeah.
see where this goes.
yeah, definitely.
So you make your way to the edge of the meadow where the celebration is getting going. A number of people who are coming and going. The only person who doesn't seem to be coming and going that kind of draws your attention because she seems to be doing no work and seems to have some more decorative clothing on. You see a young woman who, let's get you a description because that's cool. You see that she is very much talking and laughing and going on with the various different girls who come and go. She's dark blonde. Her skin is somewhat tanned. She seems very extroverted. You'll probably go up and say hi to her, so we'll just go ahead and drop her name in the chat anyway.
Yeah. So she's helping these young people set up.
She's not doing much work. She's more like talking to them and laughing.
She's just socializing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Trish is gonna walk up to her and be like, "Hello there."
Hello. I
What's
don't
your
know. Who are
name?
you? Oh, I'm Bull. Who are you?
Oh, Bull. Are you Elizabeth Bull?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
Who are you?
Well, I'm Trish. And
Trish,
this is
nice to meet
Tati.
you.
And this
Tati,
is Edward.
nice to meet you. Edward, nice to meet you. And she curtsies,
birthday.
she does the dress curtsy to everybody.
Oh,
thank you.
Did Trish like give all of our names?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that like I missed that part.
Sorry.
Yeah. Tatiana will give her full name. Tatiana Villiers. Such a pleasure and happy birthday.
Oh, thank
happy
you.
birthday.
I thank you so much. It's so exciting. Are you staying for the party?
Yes, what a lovely evening to celebrate.
Have you brought me any gifts?
Well, let's see what we got here.
Oh no, it's okay. You're just new here. Of course you didn't know. Still plenty of time. Couple hours,
maybe we could gift you with some charming tricks. And I pull out my deck of cards and I start juggling them.
That's
pick a card, any card.
Oh. And she kind of looks around. We usually don't play cards here. I mean, it's supposed to be like, not a good. It's a bad look if you know what I mean. But it's my birthday, so she reaches out and she takes a card.
Okay. All right. Now look at your card and then put it in your pocket.
All right. So she looks at the card and she's got a pocket in the front of her dress, and she looks at the card and she puts it in the pocket.
All right. And I'm gonna pull a card out of my hat and say, "Was it this card?" And it's not.
No. And then she kind of looks down in the pocket to make certain it's still there. No.
It's all right. Now close your eyes and look at your card again. And it switched. Like the card switched.
So she closes her eyes?
Yeah, she closes her eyes. And then she now open your eyes, and then the card that's in her pocket, she'll look at it, and it's the card. It's the new card that I pulled out.
Okay, cool. So it's the card that you had pulled out. Was this your card?
Yeah.
Okay, so she pulls it out. I'm going to be honest with you. I cannot see there needing to be like a stealth check on this or anything like that. She's so focused on other people going around and stuff that you make the switch super easy. She pulls the different card out of her pocket. Oh my goodness. And then another girl comes around and she immediately turns towards it. The card's different. They both kind of, have a moment, and then, she turns back to you and hands it back to you. That was amazing. What a great trick.
Thank you. And I know you said you don't like too many tricks, but if you want some more, I've got plenty up my sleeve, and I'll put the cards in my sleeve and sparkly fingers.
You have to do more of that tonight. It'll just make the party, it'll make the party good. I will make it great. but it'll
Absolutely.
make
And
the
if you
party
don't,
so good.
and if you don't like card tricks, I can also juggle, and I'll pull some balls out of my hat and start juggling them. Do the
Trish,
whole clown
Trish,
shit.
save some for the party. We
Oh
were going
yes,
to
of
look at
course,
the
of
lake
course.
before the party, remember?
I pull off my hat, and the balls like land in the hat, and I put it back on. You know?
The lake? Why are you heading down to the lake? There's going to be no party down there.
No, which is why we must go and hurry back.
Okay, we'll definitely hurry back. I mean,
We wouldn't deny
it's quite a
deny you
ways,
Trish and
quite a
all of
ways
her.
down there. I mean, it's almost dinner time.
Well, that's interesting. I thought everybody said that they already ate dinner and they were just now setting up for the party.
Now the party's being
Oh,
set
they
up,
haven't
then
had
there's
dinner
gonna be
yet.
dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dinner
I see.
first, then party. How long until dinner?
Probably at this point in a half hour or so.
Oh, okay. So I look at my watch. Edward looks at his watch and is like, so it's about a half hour from now, isn't it? When
And
dinner
she
begins.
sort of like looks up around and goes, "Yeah, I suppose so. That'll be about the time, and then after that, we'll have our party."
And how long does it usually take to get to the lake from here?
Oh, I don't know. It all depends on whether or not you're hurting animals while you're going along. It really is. It's not a long walk. It's not a challenging walk or anything. It's just, at this point in the program, people are coming into the village and not leaving the village. You don't want to miss dinner, do you? I mean, if you get down
Definitely
there
not.
and then you find
I'm
it,
starving.
you get down there and you find it's beautiful, and then you lose track of time, and then you miss dinner, and we wouldn't want that to happen.
But Lady Bull, however, am I going to pick you a beautiful bouquet if we don't leave the village?
And she gestures to the meadow. There's so many beautiful flowers here. And this is the
Then it
time
wouldn't
to
be a
pick.
surprise.
Oh, And then she does, how's this? Is that surprised enough? I can do surprised. Another girl comes by and she says, I know, I'm so excited. Have you met our new guests? And the maid who's with her is probably a little older, maybe late 20s. Dark brown hair pulled back into a ponytail, which her darker hair colors very sharp contrast for her lighter complexion. And she says, no, Bull, I haven't met our new visitors. I'm busy working right now. And she says, you have to meet them. Everybody, and she, without mistake, Frisch, Tati, and Edward. This is Freya. This is my best friend. And Freya looks at all three of you and says, like, it's a pleasure to meet you. And starts to kind of like pull away a little bit. And then Bull kind of pulls her back in.
Well, this is my best friend. And Tatiana is going to link arms with Trish. Pleasure to meet you.
I'll salute them.
And it's a pleasure to meet you all. It's a momentous day that you have arrived. We're celebrating Bull's birthday here.
We feel very fortunate. It's such a lovely evening to have a party out in the field, out in the meadow.
It is lovely and wondrous tonight, that is for sure. And now that the winter is over, of course, we get to stay out later.
I have a feeling we'll see every star in the sky.
It's amazing. It's especially beautiful when you get to, share it with people who you care about. Sometimes being alone it's nice, but sometimes when you're with people to share it with, that's even better. It's good that you have friends. And it's good that your best friend is with you. She starts to kind of like edge away a little bit, and Bull kind of brings her back in. She taught me a trick with cards. They taught me a trick with cards. They're really quite amazing.
I wink at them. Give them a cheesy grin.
Tatiana's going to kind of pull on Trish's arm and kind of start like pulling them back towards the path down to the lake. And she's going to She's going to open her bag and pull out some pressed flowers and be like, this is a manipulation test of, now, if you want that birthday present, we simply must go. Otherwise, it won't be ready before the party starts.
She's not stopping you. So, I mean, that I don't know what you're manipulating.
I'm just trying to get us out of this conversation without causing social harm.
Oh.
No, that's.
We'll be right back in time for dinner.
No.
Okay, but you promise you have to come back and show us some more tricks.
Pinky promise.
And she like she puts her hand out. Absolutely, Bull does.
Yeah.
I know, Tatiana, that your shenanigans radar is going with the manipulation check. So I'll give you an observation check.
Okay.
Since you're actually thinking about the psychology of one Lisbeth's bowl. And
that's a
she's
strike.
not letting you, she's not stopping you. She goes about talking to with Freya, and Freya's like, I've got to get back to work.
I've got
Okay, but bring me something to drink. I'm thirsty.
I had a +2 to observation. Can I try using that +2?
Oh, is this for your advantage?
Yeah.
Sure, if you want to. Yeah, go for it.
Oh my gosh, should I, guys?
Up to you.
We're getting ready to check out the lake.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna save it for the lake. Let's go to the lake.
You can always push that roll.
It's true. We got plenty. It's not like we've taken any conditions yet.
Sure, I'll push.
Yet.
And she's going to be angry because we are supposed to do 2 things at once, and things are not going to plan.
Yeah, got 1 success.
While Bowl is not stopping you from heading to the lake, Bowl clearly does not want you to go to the lake.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's fairly obvious.
Yeah.
Good. But like, the reasons are not for being late.
Mm-hmm.
The reasons is not going to be you are going to be like missing dinner or the party. In fact, it doesn't seem like those. Like, she doesn't want you to go for reasons. But
Yep.
you take yourself, I'm assuming, down to the lake.
Yeah.
Cool. So
with Edvard, of course.
Tatiana made a promise to Edvard that we would walk and do 2 things at once. She's going to stand by that. He bought her makeup. She wants it to happen again.
There you go. There you go. So you walk, leaving Freya and Bowl to talk. You do not go all the way to the cove.
We're just getting close enough so that I can use my binoculars. Just to
we're trying not to get super close to the lake.
Sure, absolutely.
Close enough for opera glasses to be useful.
So following the creek down to the cove, you stop some 10, 20, 30 yards. What do you think there, Edvard?
Like 20 yards.
Sure.
I guess.
Cool. So the everybody can see that the cove, first of all, it's beautiful. Even from where you're at, the water is just blue and beautiful. And you suspect that if you got closer, it's probably crystal clear. The trail that you're on takes you to a rocky beach. And the cove where the creek flows in, you can see probably what are water lilies on the surface of a lake that is not like lapping water. There's no ripples in the water. There's no wind driving waves. It's very glass sheen surface to the lake. I suspect at some point, Tatiana or Trish would have, played in the water a little bit, picked up a rock or something and made a splash in the creek. And judging by the temperature of the creek, you suspect that the lake is probably pretty cold, because the creek water is quite cold.
Tatiana wants a flower.
Does Tatiana want to water lily?
Tatiana's gonna go, Edward, may I go collect one?
Of course. I just don't wander too far.
Of course. And she's going to venture down to the edge of the creek and the cove and see if she might find a way to snare a water lily.
Trish is going with her.
Edward is wanting to be using his binoculars as a vigilance tech.
I'm looking at Edward and I'm looking
around.
at Tati and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start with Edward, because Trish and Tatiana are starting to walk down to the lake. So as they're starting to walk down, Edward, you produce your binoculars and you scan the area, and you have a success. You see, off in the distance, some ways around the cove, walking away from the cove, let's find, I would have sworn that I would have written down this person had a description, so we're just going to go from memory. You see by the gait of their walk and the shape of their body, what looks to be a young man walking away from you, walking down the cove towards around the lake. You don't get a read on anything about who this person is. They're wearing a very large, full-brimmed hat. But you do see, like, long hair, and it's straight, and it's straw-colored, and clothing that suggests that this person is probably, I think this person's I don't know, I don't know how Edward sees people who are willfully houseless. I don't know if you would use the word vagabond or if you would use the word wanderer, but that's who you see. And depending on Edward's proclivities about that, it's either a hobo or a free spirit wandering nature. That's what you see.
Okay.
Yep. Meanwhile,
he's coming from the direction of the lake.
He's going away from us.
So
he's going away from us.
You came south, and he's going whoop, away from you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But he's quite a distance off. Trish and Tatiana, you do not see him. You are working your way down to the edge of the lake on a rocky beach that has deceptive footings to it. And as you make your way towards the edge of the water, I'm going to ask. Yes, go ahead.
While Tati is looking for flowers, I'm going to pick up a nice flat stone and try to skip it.
You're going to skip a stone on the lake.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good. Great. So, as you walk,
I'll toss it.
The rocks are indeed unstable and slippery. Tatiana and Tridge will have to make agility checks, but Tridge, you're skipping a stone. You're exerting additional physical force in an attempt to maintain your balance and also do something athletic. I think your agility check is just a little bit harder than Tatiana's.
Should I go ahead and use my +2 to agility? What do you guys think?
I am always all about spending the bonuses.
I know. I mean, well, that's the thing is, it's like
the spending the bonus was limited to the meadow. I thought it was because you were dancing.
Oh yeah, I am getting ready to dance.
Because you learn
so
dancing and stuff.
I have to dance, you guys. I can't just can't waste it here.
That was very specific.
All right, so I won't use it yet. So I'm gonna use agility. Ha 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 ha. I'm very agile.
Is that both of you? Did you both pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Fantastic.
George
Without
got
effort.
2 successes.
Without effort. Without effort, as Tatiana is going to the edge and picking out a water lily, the stone. No, Tatiana does not go pick a water lily. What is Tatiana picking?
Do the stone. Do the stone. We'll get to me.
The stone whizzes by and just twice as far as it normally would for that extra success.
Nice.
Trish looks very cool. Like, of course it did.
It's amazing.
I'm very good at throwing things.
Amazing.
Tatiana is going to start singing quietly as she kneels on the beach. And she's kind of reaching into the water and seeing if, because water lilies typically they're growing underground. So is it possible that she can reach and pull one towards her without wading into the water?
It's entirely possible. Let's go ahead and have you roll an investigation check for me, please.
Yep.
Water lilies usually don't have any roots. The plant itself is just floating.
Yeah. But she's singing like, "Do you see what I see?" Singing to the water and like
Christmas
trying to be the Disney princess bringing the flowers to her.
Singing to the water, trying to unravel the mysteries of water lilies. Tatiana, as you are grasping a pristine water lily, you also happen to notice just a few feet to your side other sets of footprints.
Are they barefoot or are they shoes?
They are barefoot.
Ooh.
Do they lead somewhere?
They do lead somewhere. So you are seeing that there are barefoot, and you've got 2 successes. You're getting all the goods here. The footprints by their size, you suspect either child or perhaps a woman's footprints. They are not because you see a couple of really good prints here and there, and some silt and some sand in and amongst the rocks. So the footprints are not just that you see, that judging by the size is probably a woman. You are not 100% certain if you could identify. It's not like the person has 6 toes or something, right? That would be neat, but that's not the case here. But you get the sense as you see this set of prints and you kind of follow them, oh wait, there's another set of tracks over here, and there's another set of tracks over here. And they're coming to and from this area, following back along the trail that you came down. Somebody has been routinely coming down to this part of the lake.
What? So they're walking by me, but where are they coming to the lake? Can I find the point where they're coming to the lake? Or is it just they're coming to the water at different edges?
They're coming to the water at different edges. They're not, you don't see a trail going somewhere. And I think you look around and you're like, ooh, where's the cave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the shack that's hidden in the woods or something? And you don't see anything like that. It seems to be that the tracks are here and that they go back. There's no further trail that would take you one way or another down the cove.
No. What I mean is, does it look like they're coming to a particular place? Like there's a sand island or
it's
anything?
not the same.
Okay.
It's not the exact same spot. This person is coming to the lake for sure, but not the same spot, the same area.
Okay.
And you can see, based on 2 successes, let's say, different depressions, different areas, that you can find at least 3 separate sets of tracks that appear to be at least 3 times what looks to be the same person.
Edvard, come look at this. How old do you think these tracks are?
I go over and look.
Recent days, maybe yesterday, and the day before, and the day before.
I did see a young, or maybe not young, man who was dressed kind of as a more of a free spirit, so to speak.
Did these look like men's footprints to you?
I take a closer look. Do they?
No.
Okay.
It's easy to see them now that Tatiana's pointing them out to you.
No, they do not look like a man's footprint. Do they look like children's footprints, or are
They
they?
might be a larger kid, yes.
Like, they look small, kind of like a larger child.
Or a woman meeting a man for something that might not be encouraged within the village?
I was reading into it. Trish says it out loud.
Yeah, it was like, does that look like it could be what these footprints are?
These are some guilty footprints.
Are these guilty footprints?
The absence, Tatiana has not found additional footprints. These all seem to be the same person. So if there is a rendezvous here, the other person
was already in the water.
Was in the water. There you go. I was thinking of floating in the air, really cool like, but
well,
could be.
That sounds too magical for a fairy tale.
So it's going into the cove.
They were meeting Jesus is what was going on.
Or, the other person could be walking away from us at this very moment.
But then where's this person then? The person who left these footprints. How old do these footprints seem? Like within the hour? Within the day?
Days.
Days. Okay.
Lisbeths did not wish us to come. Though the man you saw, was he heading towards the meadow?
No, he was not heading towards the meadow. He was heading around the lake.
Would it be paranoid for us to follow him?
Well, we did say we would get back.
I know, I don't want to break a pinky promise. Not on the girl's birthday.
Exactly.
Tatiana's
we at least have some leads.
Yeah, Tatiana's going to gather some reeds from the edge of the water and start braiding them into a hairband as they walk back, and then braiding the water lily into it.
Okay.
So she will come back with a gift.
Easy enough.
Edward, what are you going to get her?
Deer in headlights. Deer in headlights. Like,
Can Tatiana do a sleight of hand to try to slip him like a little sachet of tea or something?
I mean, sure.
Okay. I mean, I don't know that she would really hide it from Trish, though, so she might just kind of pull it out of her pocket and kind of offer it.
Better than showing up empty-handed to
that
young thing's birthday.
Much appreciated.
The walk back to the village is uneventful. The party is almost done. It seems like people are coming in from the fields, going to their various different homes or to the main hall.
Wait, did we miss the party?
No, it's I think at this point in the program you probably see Ernst looking for you and probably yell something to the tune of, "They've brought us dinner."
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
Definitely try and find you, call you over. Come, eat.
We've
Were
just
you
come
able to
from the
find
lake.
anything?
It was lovely.
Were you able to find anything out while we were gone?
I learned quite a bit. Quite a bit. Uh, I I have my suspicions, but here, come. We'll discuss over dinner.
The dinner that has been brought to you is a meal of sausage and crisp bread and potatoes and uh, literally the freshest raw, still warm milk that maybe you've had in your life. It has literally come from the source maybe 30 minutes ago, as well as a selection of local cheeses.
Oh,
Wonderful.
nice. That's right. I was very excited about these cheeses last game. I completely forgot about the cheeses, you guys.
Trish had dancing to focus on. They momentarily forgot the cheese. It makes sense.
Can't forget about the cheese. Sin for real.
So I will share my suspicions that it is a neck taking human form, and from my own player background with a teeny bit of folklore, I know that folklore about necks, they do sometimes take human forms, sometimes they take the form of a water horse, and are often nasty customers and will drag people to their deaths drowning.
Oh, aren't they known also to take the form of a young man?
Young man,
They play a fiddle or something like that.
I have heard that music is involved, and that's
But
There are young maidens to their doom.
why would a young maiden go to the lake several times without incident?
Well, he's supposed to be very handsome. I mean, if you're gonna go, you might as well go the best way possible.
I mean, I would agree, but why would he not take his victim the first time she came?
Maybe he's in love with her, or maybe he's stringing her on to like grow to like feed the love, and then the love tastes more delicious that way. And
Yeah,
he's
so
like
he
a
can lock
vampire,
her into a closet and destroy all of her dreams.
or just eat her alive. I mean, whatever. Do you think there's a closet underneath the lake, just full of
It's a water closet,
pining
just a water closet.
ladies?
That's what the cove is. It just pulls her under the water and shuts the door. It's death either way.
It's just full of young maidens who have given their hearts
Tatiana
away.
is still angry and she is not reciting curses to herself, but she is definitely muttering under her breath about the
Tati, are you taking this personally?
she is, and I'm trying to remember the last name of Samuel and Daniel because
the
it's not
Campbells.
The Campbell brothers.
Campbells.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes,
Let's
well.
go.
Sorry, because she got locked in a closet.
Yeah.
that's the true statement.
Edward, I'll turn to Ernst and be like, "Yeah, we saw some footprints leading to and from the cove. Looks like it could be a large child or maybe a woman."
Foolish
And
woman led by her heart, destined for death and despair.
yes, quite. Anyways, I also observed a what appeared to be a young man, more of a free-spirited chap. He had a big straw hat, kind of raggedy clothes, walking away.
He may
And
be
long hair as well.
He may be one to follow up with after we go to the celebration tonight.
Yeah.
Perhaps tomorrow we can take a stroll, pay him a visit. This musical connection of Trish that you brought up, I I seem to recall that when you were talking to folk that they specifically mentioned the enchanting music in this area.
Oh, you should have seen it when we were walking to the field, the meadow. Sorry, I keep saying field. When we were walking to the meadow, same difference, whatever. It seemed like everybody was walking in tune to a beat that you couldn't hear.
Interesting. We may you may
Tati,
have
did you hear the rhythm?
Yes, I thought it was the dance, and then nobody was dancing. It was quite embarrassing.
this I'm starting to put pieces together. This is I don't know how to solve it, but it sounds like we might be dealing with a neck.
Well, we will know more as the night goes on. And first, there is a party to attend to.
Yes, yes. Let us eat. Let us go to the party. We'll.
In some time, as you finish your meal, you hear the energy pick up as people begin to leave their homes again and make their way to the field. And uh, it doesn't take long as you walk outside to see this scene as a couple dozen people make their way, that a couple of different individuals immediately pick up different instruments and begin to play. And immediately there is the laughter and a circle around the guest of honor, Bull, who is very much still turning to everybody, big smile on her face. Oh, thank you, as people are bringing gifts and the extra food is being brought and placed on tables, and lanterns and candles are lit, and already small groups of people are beginning to dance to the music that these different there's some young men who are playing. Some have one has a small, squeeze box. A couple of are playing violin, fiddles, and the music picks up, and everybody just lightens up, and the party begins.
Tatiana wants to present Bull with her new crown. See?
It's a bit of a fight to kind of get in there as people kind of moving around and going, but ultimately you wait your turn, you pick your spots, you wave in, you present it, and with oh, you came back. Oh, good. I'm glad that you're okay. People Sometimes people go and slip on a rock and they sprain their ankle or something. So I hope nothing happened to you while you were down there. Look at this beautiful. You made a crown, right? Or a
Mm-hmm.
band. Look at this. And she immediately doffs off the one that somebody else probably made for her, and she immediately puts yours on. And this is so wonderful. Thank you. She takes your hands warmly, and that outgoing pleasantness has returned. The idea that of her side-eyeing her group going to the lake has since departed. She seems genuinely warm and outgoing.
She doesn't seem at all upset that it's a water lily or anything.
Nope. Nope. Doesn't
Okay.
seem to. Nope.
Okay.
Super happy to wear it. Somewhere there's another girl who's seen it. Her crown hit the ground and is probably having
A single tear.
sad Kula moment. But other than that, sad Kula noises.
Yeah. No. Tatiana's done her piece. She's done. She doesn't have to watch her crown be displaced by the next one.
Mm-hmm. I think up behind Edvard, you detect the presence of a person. You turn over your shoulder, and it's Jenny. I see you've met our guest of honor.
Yes,
Oh, good.
it is a wonderful day.
It is a fantastic day. I know that you're interested in having a talk with our Ida. And she points over to a table where there are two girls who are kind of, it looks like they're finishing up dinner late and they're talking. And she points to one of the girls. The girl that she points to is young, maybe 20. And as you kind of compare her to the other faces that you've seen, she might be the youngest of the Kulas here. She is blonde. She has huge blue eyes. Her skin is just almost milky white skin, almost just the fairy tale princess sort of complexion and appearance. And she's I think that you get the sense that she's at a table with one other person by choice. Like, she seems to be a little more, she's happy to be there, but she's not super outgoing. She seems pretty, I'm not going to say cold or anything. I'll just standoffish and maybe socially nervous.
This is the girl that almost choked to death.
No, this is the girl that woke up without knowing how. This is the girl who woke up
Oh,
at
yeah.
the cove, right? It was at the cove.
Yeah.
She woke up at the
She's a
yeah,
little
she woke up at the
traumatized.
cove and she had no idea of how she got there. Yep, that's who this is.
Okay.
And Jenny says, as she points to you, she says, "There's our Ida. Just say some nice things, or maybe warm up to her. She's a good person, but again, she's quite shy."
All the best people are.
And I think at this point, Jenny goes on the patrol to watch everything that's happening and make sure everybody's, obeying their 12-inch rules.
Tatiana is going to kind of nudge
Make
Trish and
room
be
for
like,
Jesus.
Tatiana's going to nudge Trish and be like, you should ask her to dance.
Good idea. You're talking about the birthday girl?
No, I'm talking about Ida.
Oh, Ida. She's so shy though. I don't want to scare her.
You don't have to dance in the crowd, but she shouldn't be standing off by herself.
She's not by herself. She's got a friend with her, right?
She has one friend with her, it looks like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well,
no, come on, let's go. You lead.
okay. Yep.
And I'll grab Tati and drag her over to Ida.
Yep.
Hey, y'all want to dance?
Oh, hi. You're our new visitors, aren't you?
Yeah.
We are pleased
Lovely
to meet
town.
you.
Beautiful night. Lovely town.
Thank you. It is lovely here. I'm Ida.
Pleasure to meet you. I'll do a deep bow.
Oh, and kind of taken aback by that. Are you staying long? Or did you
For
come
a
for
few
the
days.
party?
We came because we heard that you had some trouble and that the cows.
Oh, no trouble. I didn't have any trouble at all. Well, nothing like the cows. No, the cows were that was real trouble. Nothing really. And she looks off in a way. Nothing. It was nothing.
Are you all right? It could be frightening to wake up outside and far from home.
No, that's not. No, everything's fine. Everything is fine. I think, I think I'll go dance.
Yeah, come dance with us. We don't need to talk about this right now. Let's have fun tonight.
I suspect that she stands up. I think Trish, you sort of like sweep her a little bit into a dance. Is that what I see Trish
absolutely
doing that?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I want to lead her into a dance.
Cool. So the music is playing and Ida seems like kind of like, I don't think she has like the idea of how to resist this, right? And she is like, "Oh, I guess I said I was going to dance. I guess I'm going to dance." Having danced before, she has no problem getting started. And Trish, I suspect you're following her.
Yes, I'm letting her lead. I mean, I'll start the dance, but then I'll let her lead once she gets to her feet.
Yeah, sure. So this is definitely at that point in the program where you are using your agility to follow along. You want to blend in. I know your ways.
Yeah, and I want to be very charming doing it all.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to use my agility, and this time I'll use the
Sure.
double. Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Oh, you gotta push it. You gotta push it.
Yeah.
Push.
Oh god, it has to be a mental thing, or can it be
This
physical?
is a physical.
Physical. I start to get a little exhausted because she's actually quite swift on her feet, more than I thought she would be. And I get a little tired, and then I kind of catch a second wind. So do I just do it over again, or
You've selected your manipulation, and I think it should have rolled it. You did it not roll the dice at that point?
no, it didn't.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your
agility again.
roll your agility again. Yeah.
Okay, and I don't add anything to this, right?
I mean, you're going to be rolling one less die than what you had here, so you would be rolling.
Oh, I see. Okay,
You'd be rolling plus.
there we go. Oh no, it's a 5. Gosh darn. Oh no, I did get
You got one.
I did
You
get
got one.
Yay.
You got one. Cool.
That'd be embarrassing. Milkmaid
You're-
dancing better than me.
You're very good at this. Have you? And as she's dancing with you, have you been out here before? How are you
First
so
time.
good at this?
First time dancing out here. I'm gonna say you do have a lot of energy. It is rough for me to keep up with you.
Well, we work hard and we like to reward ourselves every once in a while with a party like this, and it's just a great way to get together and share the community and enjoy everybody's hard work. We've moved our herds, and it's definitely time to celebrate.
Yes, it definitely seems like you all know how to have a good time. And I'll grab her by the hand and like spin her.
And I think she kind of laughs at that a little bit. She's definitely enjoying herself that she's with somebody who is very good at this and just naturally giving her an opportunity to participate.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have probably accepted that she's a bit of a loner, so I won't go over and I'll respect her distance and this and that and the other thing. And so she's used to that, and I think she appreciates that. But here in this moment, she's having, a pleasant interaction. And it might actually be, maybe she's learning that actually this is a great opportunity because it's not with somebody in the village. So if this was going to go south, she could have blamed it on, a rude outsider. But instead, this is quite pleasant, and she's enjoying herself, and she seems to be warming up to you a little bit.
Good. I tell her, I hope you're able to have a good night and forget about the stress of the last few days.
You start to see her start emotionality and energy start to sink a little bit. And I think you want to bring her back up. What do you do to try to keep her open?
Look at the stars. Look at the bright open sky. It's such a beautiful night. Just think about tonight.
And that breaks her OODA loop. And she looks up and she says, "It is beautiful tonight. It didn't look like this when I woke up. It was so weird. It was so strange."
Oh, was it in the night when you woke up?
No, it was the morning when I woke up. And I don't know how I got there.
Well, you don't have to talk about it right now if you don't want to. You can tell us about it tomorrow.
I can talk about it. It's okay. As you're dancing and the music is playing and nobody else seems to be around to hear her, I think she feels safe in this moment.
So you don't remember how you got there?
No, I don't remember how I got there at all. I woke up and I was in my nightgown, and I had scratches. And she sort of, and as you're dancing and whatever, she kind of like moves her arm in a way where you can see a couple of scratches that are still like they're red. And you've the number of times that Trish has hiked to Edward's house over the in-between times, you've had a few run-ins with some bramble that have given you those, long, straight-ish, surface, not even cuts, like bleeding welts that have broken the skin a little bit, right?
So these don't look like they came from an animal. They look like they came from brush.
They look like they came from brush.
Huh.
Absolutely.
Okay. And they look fairly fresh, or have they started to heal?
I mean, they're a day old. No, not
They're
a
a
day
day
old.
old.
I'm sorry. She was in the letter took some time. Then you took some time. So it's been
Yeah.
a couple of weeks. So she's only got a few of
Okay.
them left. Yeah,
Okay.
day old. No, not a day old.
I'm gonna be like, whoa, those are badass looking. You look real tough with those.
I don't know if I'm that awesome as you say, but it definitely um it was just I don't know. I I just went to bed. I didn't have I didn't have anything. Uh I sometimes well, we break out a little bit of wine. Some of it we make here, some of it we buy. And sometimes, after a long day and we want to have a little fun and talk, especially in the winter when we're inside a lot. But I didn't have anything that night. I was on my way. And when I woke up, I just felt like something bad had happened to me. I had to it was such a bad feeling that the first thing I did was I went home and I wrote about it in my diary. It was so bad. I just felt like something bad had happened to me. And I don't know what.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad you're here tonight.
Me too. This is fun.
Has anything like this ever happened before in this village?
I don't think so. I haven't been here a long time, but I don't think so, no.
Oh, are you not from here?
I came here a couple of years ago. I was just looking for a place to begin my life, looking for some work. Things were not great in my village. It was sort of just the local area wasn't producing as much, and I was looking for a place to go, and I'd heard stories of villages like this, so I came. It's it's nice to be in an area where everything feels so in balance. I love how everything here works. The people and our beautiful cows and the fields and the mountains and the woods. It all works so well. I'm so glad I came here. I would hate it if I had to leave.
So you came out here by yourself. See, I knew you were brave.
And she kind of like turns away a little bit. Aw. Well, thank you.
Yes, everything seems to be nature really seems to be in harmony here, with the people and the animals.
I agree. I agree. It's wonderful here. I think I need to take a moment as you've been talking and dancing, and she goes back over to the table where she was at. Her friend has left. During that dance sequence, though, Ernst, Tatiana, Edvard, as Trish is dancing with Ida, Purr's Ida, what are you all doing?
I'm actually kind of looking around to see if I see anyone that meets the description of that man who's walking away from the cove.
Hmm.
So no one appears to be matching that description. You especially focus on the moss, the young men. And I think you might be influenced by Ernst and Trish's discussion about music, and so you home in on the fiddle players. And one of the fiddle players who notes that you are looking at him, he stops to play and he puts his fiddle down and he walks over to you as you note this. And he is, as he walks towards you, give you the description. Short man, probably in his 30s, curly red hair, small beard. Definitely not the same stature as the person who you saw walking away. This man's short and a little bit stockier. The other person probably was taller and a little bit leaner, or actually a lot leaner. And he walks up to you and says, I, very, very matter of factly, by the way, I suppose that you're our new visitors here.
Yes,
Hopefully
we
you're
are.
having a good time.
Oh, it is a lovely area, and the music you're playing is fantastic, by the way.
Well, good. It is. My music is great. I'm the best fiddler here in the valley.
Oh, I can tell. My name is Edward Scotland. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
My apologies. Jans Gustav. And Gustav kind of looks you up and down a little bit. And he says, you look like a person who's seen a thing or two.
Yeah, you could say that.
Let's see if you're cut out for farm work. Here, arm wrestle me. And he goes over to a table where some people are on one side, and he sits down. He puts his arm out.
Okay.
See, I told you guys aren't fighting.
Oh my
No
god.
way was there fighting in this episode.
I am more
today.
than happy to
Just a test of strength.
participate in
It's a
feats of
test.
strength
They're
and
feats of
agility.
strength. There you go. Excellent. Yeah, there you go. So let's see here. He initiates this. So I'm probably going to say that he'll set the DC for this. Let's see here. Force test against force. So let's see how poorly I can roll. Dear Gustav, how's your force? Oh, your force is not great. So we're gonna set the DC. You begin the arm wrestling, and he has no successes. So I think I'm going to, because it's fun. So he would have rolled 6. He's gonna take a condition. So he's gonna roll 5. He's gonna push this. And he's just like, "Argh!" And how well do you do, Edward? How badly do you beat him?
I mean, my force isn't very good either.
Oh, sweet. Let's go.
It's actually worse than his.
Hey, there we go.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh, but I am.
It's an epic struggle. Edward gets a little bit of an advantage. Gustav puts him back.
I push.
And then Gustav gets it again and pulls Edward back. But then Edward's like, not today, youngster. And Bladow finishes off one Jans Gustav, who gets up. Fine. Fine. Okay. Fine. Great.
You're quite the strong man, I do have to say.
Okay. Well, enjoy the party. And he, in a huff, goes over to the table where he left his fiddle. He picks up his fiddle and he cuts through the party on his way back to the village in a huff.
Dang, temper on this one.
I look down and then I look. Does the birthday girl have any reactions? Or even notice this, or is she just too busy with her
As you're
party?
watching him go by, several people see him. And some people are like, right? And a little bit of talking and stuff. He walks practically through the little pod that you're talking about, Bull, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he practically like he does the closest flyby to this group as you can get without like shoulder checking somebody. And you note that Bull notes him, but then just goes right back to talking to her friends. Like, yeah, she sees him storm off, but it doesn't
This
look like she has.
this happens every time.
He's
This guy's always
this
throwing a
guy
tantrum.
is throwing
Drama queen.
exactly. He fancies himself an arm wrestler, and just time and time again.
His pride has been wounded.
Mm.
This guy.
This guy.
This guy.
So that's happening while the dance is happening. Tatiana and Ernst, what are you two up to?
Ernst is hanging back, probably nursing whatever kind of potent beverage they have, and he's making a concerted effort to kind of observe the social scene, kind of get a sense of how everybody is acting, what the general mood is of folks around, just people watching.
So interestingly enough, the big people thinking, the thing that you're thinking as you're people watching, that's a thing, is as the music stops when Gustav first approaches Edvard, is that a lot of people note that the music has stopped. And it doesn't take a check to realize, why did he stop playing? He's so good. And then the arm wrestling happens. And then he stomps off. And you hear again, people are saying, oh, well, Matthias is okay. We're okay with Matthias. Shame about Gustav, though. He would have made,
enough.
We'll be okay without him, I guess. And you do note that the music is not as good as when Gustav was playing.
Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Tatiana's going to kind of mention to Ernst, you might ask Swords Jenny about that Wilhelmina girl. I'm going to try to chat up some of these gentlemen, and she's going to search for a dance partner.
Before you go, I know that you had.
Are there any closets around?
It's okay. She knows where she's going to drown her next victim. It's fine.
I worry. All right, but I'll let her go off, and I will take her advice to seek out Swords Jenny and see if we can find Wilhelmina.
All right, cool. So, very much like Trish had no problem with introduction, but kind of a bit of a work on the actual entry. There are a number of young men, some dancing, some who are at a table drinking. Kind of depends on which particular activity you want to try to insert yourself into.
Who appears attractive that Tiana would be attracted to? Like, I'm assuming that would be someone either dancing or performing a feat of strength.
Well, at this point in the program, I think the arm wrestling match is concluded and Gustav is stomping off. There are no other feats of strength except for the dancing. Most of these people are young. and youth carries with it, of course, a certain level of attractiveness. I suppose that the prettiest one might be the one dancing with a fair young maid in kind of like a large line of a lot of people who are in a big kind of circle doing a big dance.
Okay, she's gonna try to worm her way into this circle dance.
Fantastic. That's going to be an agility check. You got to dance. Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
You warmed up. You danced a jig. You got your dancing shoes on. I'll give
Okay.
you I'll give you a +1 on this agility.
Thank God. Okay.
And without issue. The guy who's dancing talking to the friend to his left, then looks to his right to see the person he thought he was dancing with, and it's you.
Just coquettishly waving those eyelashes.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Of course you would ask me a name. I need a name list for you people. Let's see here. My default name is always Sven, but I don't want to go to that well too often. Yeah, sure. My name is Patrick. Oh, what's your name?
Patrick, pleasure to meet you. Tatiana Villiers.
It's a pleasure to meet you. You're quite the dancer.
You're not so bad yourself.
Well, I do dance a lot. That is true.
I don't.
So, what are you doing here?
Oh, we came to investigate that horrible matter with the cows.
That is unfortunate. Who would do such a thing to poor, helpless, useful animals?
Yes, what do you know of it? What happened?
I don't really know a lot of what happened about it. And he kind of looks around to the other people who are watching. And those words that he says are quite forced.
Do I need to read something here?
If you want to. But,
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty clear that he's announcing that he's not sharing like things that are going on with an outsider. I have no idea of what you are speaking.
Okay. So she'll be like, well, and she'll be like, speaking of other things, how did you get arm muscles so big?
We have trees to clear. We have calves to birth, and we have fence to make and to repair, and we have cabins to build, and there's plenty of work to be done here.
Of course. She's going to shoot a look to Ernst, and she's going to mouth, "Trust me, that probably cannot be seen from this far away." And she's going to try to manipulate Patrick into leaving the dance.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to hear you. Maybe we could go and grab some lemonade.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Yeah, this will be a manipulation test. It'll be a regular challenge since you have successfully danced your way into the line. It would have been much more difficult had you not.
All right.
Succeeded
Well,
in dancing.
I have my extra die for makeup. And it doesn't matter.
You're already angry.
Oh, but I get to ignore the condition.
Yes, you do. The gentleman.
Yep. So that is just 1.
Oh,
thank fuck.
Oh, from way downtown. Bang.
Beautiful.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Getting some work out of that talent.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right.
Mother, father, gentleman. Okay.
I love it.
Yeah, so you do indeed sweet talk him out of the line, away from prying eyes. And there's still prying eyes in the ears, but at least the ears can't hear anymore.
Mm-hmm. And
Let me get you something to drink. And he takes you over to where there are some pictures of some, probably some sort of there's some pitchers of milk, and there's also what might be a croft of some wine.
yeah, of course. Then might we sit in the meadow? It's just so lovely out here, and just trying to pull him just slightly farther away.
He walks with you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so it's like she's pushing for like, well, you can't kiss me if we're in public, whereas in reality she's like, you're not going to tell me anything if people can see you and think you're talking to me. If they think you're making out with me, you might tell me a bit more.
Mm. And as you walk closer to the meadow, you get up to the fence, and he stops and he says, usually the animals get a little more agitated when it's nighttime. We usually don't go in there. I mean, if we do, we have to play a lot of dodgems, if you catch my meaning.
No, it's just,
The goats and the cows they don't like us approaching them at night. They get spooked.
oh, I don't wish to go into the meadow. There's too many cow pies, I'm sure.
That is also true.
I mean, we could just retire here and catch our breath. She'll indicate like some soft grass in the field.
And he sits down, takes a drink
Oh,
out
yeah.
of his mug.
Yep. She sits, crouches down and sips daintily at her drink. And it's like, must be so frightful to have unknown things happening in the village. Do you have anyone you must protect here?
Well, we all protect each other. We're all very much important in our duties and our jobs. And we have to protect the animals too. They're our livelihood.
Do you have a sister or a mother or, and here she's going to fake a blush, a sweetheart you must protect?
And he says, well, I may not anymore.
Uh,
You may have cut in on her. So I don't know if I do anymore.
Oh,
Tatiana, the homewrecker.
typical Tatiana.
So Tatiana's going to sigh, be like, well, are you looking for a reward then? And she'll put a hand on his chest.
And he puts like his hand on top of your hand. And he says, the cabin is warmer. Let's watch the stars and then we can go. You okay there, Tatiana?
Tatiana's going to be like, you imbecile. It is good that she is done with you. And she's going to throw her drink in his face and march back to the party.
What? Only animals do it out on the grass. What?
I just got.
Oh, well. Win some, you lose some.
She didn't even get any information out of this. She's just madder than ever now.
You know, that happens. Let's see here. The person who is most isolated and alone is now Tatiana.
Oh, fuck.
No! Tati, you fool!
We all knew it was going to happen.
At least she's got standards, I guess.
A mystical closet appears.
Oh, can you see that? You probably can see that. Don't see
His
that.
one weakness, the closet.
We saw nothing.
Yeah, you saw nothing. That's not hidden. Why is that not hidden? Oh, well.
I don't know.
I
And I have
just
our
noticed
screen
that.
open.
I'm studiously ignoring what didn't
Good.
happen over there.
Yep. Something
That's
didn't happen. I
Yeah,
think you
nothing
should roll
happened.
again. I think you should roll again since we saw it.
Yeah. So, yeah, the music plays and the evening rolls on, and Tatiana, the music that you hear is better and different than what you remember it was, and it feels like the same music that you um, had skipped to earlier in the day, and the anger that you feel about this uh, has passed as you feel a little lighter, and you feel like you uh, that the rest of the evening has a certain degree of um, what's the word I'm looking for? Opportunity ahead of you, and you start to kind of skip your way back towards the group. And that, I think, brings us back to the dance is done, the arm wrestling is done, the people watching is done. So I think that kind of brings us, since my thing didn't go off, even though I had a great opportunity with Tatiana. I
I
think
said you could roll again.
Nah. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. I think I'm going to definitely hang on to this. I think that brings us to the end of the night as the party begins to wind down and the celebration begins to wind down and people begin to make their way back, and there's talk about a busy day at work the next day. And I think that kind of brings us to the end of our chapter of our story tonight. No dramatic cliffhanger.
It's a little dramatic. Foxy left alone. Just strange music.
Pieces
All
are
right.
being put into place.
There are definitely, I'm not going to lie, there are a lot of moving parts on this one.
Yeah, there
Mhm.
are. I can tell.
Yep. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We're going to definitely go ahead and be back in 2 weeks to continue our next episode of A Dance with Death. We've already been dancing, so there are no lies in the title of this episode. We will see you then. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You weren't supposed to see who did that.